All right, hello everybody. This is I'm Will Richmond, the editor for the Newport Daily News, and I'm here with Rachael Thatcher, a member of our digital team, and also our expanded duties now as a food writer and columnist. You may have seen Rachel's column "Food for Thought" in the Newport Daily News the last couple of weeks. She's been running a sort of food notes column on the website newportri.com for a couple of weeks now as well. And we thought it would be good, as we are expanding her column out in coverage of the Newport County food scene, to sort of introduce you to Rachael to the food world here in Newport County as well. We have I've got some questions here that we'll be asking her about her interest in food and that kind of thing. But also feel free, if you have any questions you'd want to ask, feel free to chime in. We'll definitely fit those in here today. And we'll hopefully kind of get a good start here as we expand Rachel's coverage of the Newport County food scene. So first off, Rachael, thanks for joining me.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Right. And just to kind of get things started here, tell us a little bit about what got you interested in food.
So food is something that's always been really important to my entire family. My grandfather was a chef, my dad is a baker, so it was always kind of the topic of conversation around my house. I spent quite a few holidays working with my dad in the bakery. My mom and I used to cook together every night, so just something that always brought us together and really made me interested in the topic, and now writing about it has just elevated that.
Did your dad have a specialty he was known for in his bakery?
I mean, I love the red velvet cupcakes, but it can be a divisive topic.
All right. So if you could tell us a little bit about the column Food for Thought and sort of what your idea is behind this.
Sure. So we started doing it a few weeks ago. It's in print and online. So every week I'll be diving into one topic in particular that I think is of interest. You'll see that this week I did a piece on the Scales and Shells brunch, which is starting this weekend. And then in addition to that, you'll find some bullet points at the end that get into other food related news, like maybe events that are happening that week or businesses that are opening or closing, things like that.
All right, and certainly every now and then the newsroom gets to reap the benefits of Rachel's column writing as well. One of her debut for print included a food taste test of some of the island's donut shops.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what went into that. What was your thinking in sort of that idea?
Sure. So I had heard about this New England homemade donuts in Patriots Petroleum gas station, and people really loved them. So I was like, okay, well, I need to see this for myself when they were opening the other one. So one morning I woke up and decided to round up all of the donuts on Aquidneck Island from Liberty and Ma's and New England Homemade, and brought them into the newsroom. Everybody had varying opinions, but as expected, the New England Homemade donuts were quite good. Everybody loved Liberty as well. Ultimately, it just made me the most popular person in the newsroom that day. So
it's also raised the bar for our expectations as well.
Yeah.
So when we get into the stuffy column, or God forbid lobsters or something, Rachael will really be on the hook at that point.
Yeah.
Tell us as well about some of the sort of longer form food and drink stories, as well as the food scene. Rachael will also, that branches out into food and drink as well. But, what are some of the other, the bigger stories as well that go beyond the column you might be looking to cover?
Sure. So, for example, right now I'm working on a story about kitchen appreciation tips and talking about the disparity between front and back of the house in restaurants. So you can look for that soon. I'm also going to be working on a piece about workers who are on visas who are coming for this summer and how that is changing this year, what, everything surrounding that. And I'd also really like to work on a piece highlighting female chefs in Newport County because there aren't very many of them. And, there's a lot of others to look forward to, but I'll leave it at that.
All right. So there'll be a lot to come. Rachel will be serving up many food stories in the next couple of weeks and months. So tell us, your own personal sort of food impressions here of Newport County. What are some of your favorite places to eat?
Okay. So I'll start with the beginning of the day. As far as breakfast goes, I go to Rosemary and Thyme quite a bit. I live right over there, so it's right on my way. And I also really like Meg's Milk Bar. I think they do a great job there. I also end up at Ashmart a lot, actually. I like to, get a picnic lunch kind of a thing, because I live right over there. And let's see. As far as dinner goes, my boyfriend and I go to Midtown a lot. We go to Wharf Pub. The atmosphere there is so fun. The food is always good. Port Judgment is great right after work. And let's see, TSK I think is killing it. So
right.
Among many others, but.
All right. So for someone who's is fairly new now to the area as well, I've leaned on Rachel for some food recommendations a couple of times. She's rarely wrong, so that's good to know. And just also as a reminder for those of you watching, please feel free to chime in with your own questions for Rachel if you should have any. What would you consider to be one of your most memorable food experiences that you've had your island dining?
Island dining. Let's see. I had the opportunity earlier this year to do the Newport Foodie Stroll for a story, which was really fun because we were able to try out a few different restaurants and have a chef come out and talk to us about it. And the owners who do that are really lovely, so I would recommend that to anybody too, even locals, because I found something new from it.
All right. Do you have off-island memorable experiences that stand out? Or?
Let's see. My earliest food memory, I think, is when I was pretty young. My parents brought us down to New Orleans. I forget why, but regardless, we went to Acme Oyster House, and you sit at these big tables covered in newspaper with all these other people. And I remember that was the first time I've ever seen crawfish, which was definitely memorable. But I dug right in, and I think everybody was kind of staring at me like, wow, look at this little girl go. But yeah, so that's memorable.
All right. Are there any menu items that you've come to miss that have disappeared off of local menus in the last couple of years?
Let's see. The one that sticks out to me is, and I'm not sure if they'll bring it back. So Rosemary and Thyme, they switch up their menu a lot, which I very much appreciate. They have very smart flavor combinations, I think. But they have this one surf and turf breakfast sandwich that I love. And the last time I was there, they didn't have it. So I think they've taken that out, but I'm hoping they bring it back. It has, I think, hickory smoked bacon and smoked salmon. They do like a pepper jam and arugula and cream cheese on it. It comes together so perfectly.
All right.
Bring back the surf and turf.
Yeah. I've heard that. Yes. Yeah. So are there any places you haven't gone to yet that sort of is on your must list to try out?
I've yet to go to 22 Bowens, on the pricier side, so save that one for a special occasion. And I've also yet to try the